talk about?
I don't know.
What, Bailey?
It's time.
He already had his time. He tried to get inside of a Zoom call I was in earlier.
Hmm. Oh, Brandon,
Yeah.
I watched Evangelion today.
Yeah. I have so many fucking. I watched Evangelion yesterday. I have so many fucking feelings, my G.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Anno really did it. He ended Evangelion with a conversation.
He ended it with a conversation, and we got at least 2 name drops. 3, maybe 4, if you count the times when they reference Evangelions in a way that isn't. Okay, it's complicated.
Yeah, it's I so I'm probably going to ask you if you want to join me on nothing, but I'm not sure if you can join me on nothing yet. But
Okay. Well, you know me. You know where I am.
yes, suffice it to say, that me and my Righteous Kicks co-host Yuri Kusano have had a lot of feelings over the last like 18 hours about this goddamn movie.
Literally, I brought this up. I was like, so, because I brought this up to the people I watch like weekly seasonal anime with. I was like, all right, so we're just gonna watch the new Eva movie on Tuesday. Is that cool? Cool. And Renu was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it first on like today so that I am prepared for watching it on Tuesday. And I think that was the correct choice.
Yeah. Like, so I do want to express a lot of my frustration about one thing in particular, not about the movie, which I think is a godsend, and I'm glad that Hideaki Anno is finally free.
He's free. He's free.
There are people who there's a rare breed of individual on the internet who hates the movie.
Interesting.
I mean, if people are allowed to not enjoy a thing, that's fine. What frustrates me, and Iori was like very quick to observe this
Okay.
and point it
What
out
do you
to
think
me,
is going on? No,
Like he's
it looks like
utter madness, he thinks.
is that
Indeed.
a lot of
It's
people's
ambitious
individual
and
frustration is
intelligent,
specifically
but yes, okay.
not just that Mari exists in the movie, but the like analytical observation that Mari is in fact an insert of Anno's wife Moyoko. People hate that for some reason.
What?
Someone wrote an entire review in Japanese about how upset he fundamentally is at the idea that 3.0 plus 1.0 is at its core the story of Anno discovering that bonding with other people can be a source of emotional closure. Because why the fuck would you tell people who don't have girlfriends that a girlfriend can make you happy? It's like, that's not even the fucking... Did we watch the same movie? But also, what does it have to do with an actual human?
I know. What is he?
Watch the movie in front of you. Why did you bring Moyoko into this?
Yeah.
Nerds are bad. Maybe some people really do need to touch grass.
No, undoubtedly.
I'm sorry, I just can't get over the fact that it's like, how dare you remind me? Don't ever.
How dare you remind me I have nobody.
Thick layer looks like
No,
his
because
face has a face.
it's
Looks like
Specifically a
someone used
girlfriend,
images.
which is
Stop the
fucking
you doing?
hilarious.
Wait, really?
no, because it's this
Think
weird
you feel
kind of
safe enough
antithesis of the same kind of hatred that happened at the end of the series, which was back then they wanted
What are you doing?
like instant gratification to be easy and meaningless for Shinji. They wanted him
Should
to be
investigate.
strong, they
See
wanted
if
him to be
someone's-
brutal, they wanted him to finally get a girl. And then he made End of Evangelion, which is, oh, is this what you wanted? Well, this is what you ordered. Eat every bite or leave, you bastards. And people hated that too. But now he's
Maybe
finally
people just
decided.
hate everything.
Yeah, and now he's decided to
Well,
make a
Nerds just
movie
bitter.
that is, what if you really have to do emotional work?
Yeah.
And what if people around you took the time to say, I don't deserve to be trapped in this cycle with you,
Seems like
so we're going to
that
break
there
this
is,
fucking
yes.
cycle.
And there was
Your
And you
hand
decide
reaches
you want to
deep
break
into
this
my
fucking
reading.
cycle.
Most of it,
That's
What
what
if
they're saying.
teenage boys
It means
actually
they are fighting.
he likes this.
discovered what was wrong in the relationships that they had with their parents and worked through them?
Yeah.
What if your shitty parents acknowledged that they were shitty and left? Like, the most radical things that happen in that movie is Shinji gets to talk to Gendo and Gendo gets to leave the goddamn train.
Yep.
The train, dog. Those things aren't easy. The movie doesn't presume that those things are easy. Why does everybody think that that's easy? Why is everybody blaming the woman who didn't make the movie?
If you want to know what's going on, we're talking about Evangelion spoilers. So.
Just
Yeah. Well, what I really liked about this movie actually was just how contemplative it was. Like, basically, Shinji doesn't do anything for like an hour, and everyone else is doing things. And then like there's a solid intersection between that and like the like 40 minutes to an hour, depending on sort of, you know, how you view it, of just like what everyone is doing and how they are living.
Yeah. People
Which is
just get to
very
live in
cool.
their solar punk commune
Yeah, I was like,
and vibe.
look at this. Hideaki Anno has invented communism.
Yeah. Like, I was
Speaking
like,
of, can we invent communism?
Oh no.
There's like so
mean,
many
yeah.
things about that was like so sweet and endearing. Like we get to meet the boys again, and they're adults and living really productive lives. However, like cobbled together those productive lives are.
I don't know.
Didn't you see?
And the fact that Ray gets to like have feelings and bond with people and discover what that means, and then the movie just like fucking dovetails immediately from that point, and then it's like, oh my god, why did he do this to me? But like you can tell that Anno had radically decided at this point that it wasn't just I'm going to like upset people again, but I want to actually give Shinji an opportunity to learn the things that I wanted him to learn in Instrumentality in the actual series.
Yeah, Evangelion
I think that people need that.
Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 was just the biggest touch grass of the century.
No, that's a really funny thing, right? It is very touch grass, but it's also very touching grass is not easy, and we don't expect touching grass to actually help you immediately. But you do at some point have to touch the grass over and over and over until the grass does the thing that it's supposed to do when you touch grass.
Listen, Brandon, you don't have to touch the grass if you obliterate all grass that exists.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to purge the grass. Sometimes you just need to turn a girl into pure angel dust, and then put that angel dust in a large canister and bite down on it so you could purge the world of all grass.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to sacrifice your own humanity for the sake of losing all the grass so you never have to touch grass again.
What, you don't have
Speaking
that
of which, that goddamn scene.
Oh my god.
Ritsuko emptying a clip in Gendo's forehead and then Gendo picking his brain
Yes,
up.
he just picks up his fucking brain. He's like, I have ascended humanity. You're like, holy shit. Oh my god. I will say, very pretty movie.
It is a very pretty movie.
Also, literally,
which is the other thing too.
anytime Asuka or Mari went feral inside one of those things, I was like, yes, good.
Yeah. Mari's feral is very good feral. I still want like a Beast Mode 8. If I ever bought figures, I'd buy a Beast Mode Unit 8.
Okay, I should probably play the game now.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What did I just? Oh, was that HP? Oh yeah, no, so that okay.
I meant to
This
ask that
orange
question when I
machine
discovered
is
what the
buzzing like an old
currency was in
submarine.
this game.
It has
Real.
a hand-cranked ice cream churner on
Is this in a real
and
place or a
an
fake
electric
place?
freezer that appears to be frozen.
This
a
isn't a
fake
fake
place.
place.
A fake place based on a real place.
Yes, we're in a place called Revachol. We know that it's kind of like, it's by the ocean, probably. Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi here is from Seoul, a place called Seoul, or his grandparents were. Very interesting, by the way. Yeah, so this is, they're not real places, but they are based on real places.
Okay.
Let's see. Turn the ice cream crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams.
Holy what?
In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
What?
What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Game
You
what?
slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
I've been very curious about the thing about this game
Sure.
since I discovered that Inland Empire is a thing. And like the dialogue is continuing to do the thing for me, which is It's very
This
obvious
orange
that the
machine
intention of
buzzing
this
like an
game
old
is for the
submarine.
world to
It has
always be
a
weird.
hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer.
Like,
that
you're not
appears
having
to be frozen
thoughts.
shut.
These items are speaking to you.
Mhm.
That's not how, but that's not how you come to conclusions, right? So it's very obviously not my character is having an idea. It's the world is speaking to you. And I'm very curious why.
Two cables
because your
are plugged
brain's all
into
jacked.
the breaker box. The red one
Yeah,
leads to the ice
basically.
bear fridge.
Like, I'm
and the
very
black
curious
one
if
Well,
to the
this
ice
game
cream
would
maker
be this
nearby.
verbose if you never had Inland Empire at all.
Well,
It's still really verbose.
well, the thing
Exactly.
is, we don't have Inland Empire like leveled at all, really. It's just kind of there. And we have a lot of psyche. I would be interested to see. I would be interested to see what it would be like if you just like dump statted psyche, though. That'd be interesting.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that in a playthrough.
I feel like it would make I feel like it'd make it kind of hard.
Probably.
One leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
It's black. It's not like it's the red one. Because it's black, the color of immeasurable cosmos. I don't know why I unplugged it. I do things without any reason.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing.
Why did you do that? Probably the same reason I hear voices in my head. That's why.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you. No, this is if you want to try again. Only the red cable is somewhere. A machine hums along with the current. An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Money. No, not money? What is this? Insane mesh tank top. What?
Hey?
+1 conceptualization, -1 suggestion. What does this one do? +1 drama.
This drama.
Wow, that sure is a thing we can wear. Let's see what drama is. Drama is an intellect. It is cool for undercover cops, thespians of the stage, and psychopaths.
It's literally performance, okay.
Yep.
I really want to make an RPG with these fucking... I think it would be so rad.
He's like not stats, but also their stats.
Yeah. It's like GURPS Light.
Yeah. Well, it would be. It's very interesting because like, kind of the more intense the stats
The
get, the
beer's
more they like,
eyes are
speak to
dead
you.
and empty. Ice inside the fridge slowly melting. The power has been cut off.
I mean, that's honestly probably for the best. Whoever was paying this electricity bill will thank me.
Will they though? Will they really?
Ooh, what's this? A cellar window. People's feet shuffling by on the street. Oh. Okay. What? What the? What? Oh. Huh. This game is so dense. There's like, what? Hey, is that my shoe?
You finally found it.
Wow.
Maybe. Who
It's
knows
like I'm
for
literally
sure?
looking at the Wikipedia page and apparently It's mentioned in an interview they did in 2020 that they literally have
Sugary
like
black rum
millennia of
stain counted
backstory for this setting written
joy.
already.
It's almost
Jesus.
touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Oh,
I mean, I don't
excuse me.
believe them, but
Do you
that's what
have
they
something
said.
better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemonade? With a twist of lemon? Maybe lime. Maybe who cares? Just rum.
Goodbye, electrochemistry. Do not speak to me. I have a shoe to find.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray. Light it up.
Oh my god,
and
Ketos was
smoke
right.
the living shit out of it.
Yeah.
You
The
could just pick
hell?
up the leftover cigarette and smoke it. Jesus.
That's how you get COVID, you know.
It's okay, it's the 50s.
Okay, this game, yeah.
That's
The
how you
fif-
get the
the what?
plague.
Who knows?
The smell of the sea makes you dizzy. Hey, my shoe! A gust of briny wind washes over you.
Are you okay down there?
My shoes!
Mm,
You got
Yeah,
both of them.
any
now.
bonuses?
That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels.
So there's a lack of magnesium in me?
Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
So I need to maggot sideways? Detective, please.
Maggot sideways? What are you talking about? You need to maggot up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
You're saying I need to become a magnesium-based life form?
Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve.
Fuck.
You need to ascend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
Oh.
Just remember, it's not the alcohol. Buy more of that too. Alcohol is not the problem. And it's certainly not the dextroamphetamine, nor smoking for 40 years. It's the lack of magnesium and excess of coffee. You should stop drinking coffee. It wreaks havoc on your gastrointestinal system.
Thank you, drug brain.
There they
Holy
both are.
what?
2
Do they know who
identical
they're
shoes,
talking to, though?
both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet.
Wait, these do not look like normal cop shoes.
It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are.
How do they fit?
Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Ooh.
Let me get this straight. You just stored a thought about
Yes.
consuming godlike amounts of magnesium for no fucking reason.
Yeah, if I wish to, I can put some more thought into it. Right now, I'm thinking about where I live.
Yeah.
Hell.
It is generally
beginning
understood that human beings are carbon-based life organisms, fusing little carbon tubes together to form complex, mushy structures capable of thought, love, and locomotion. It is also known that these structures sometimes like to take the edge off by consuming ethanol, amphetamine, etc. In such cases, it is important to supplement your body with magnesium. Tired? Maggot. Down? Mag time. Liver damage? Maximum mag. Some people say magnesium doesn't really do anything, and you just need to quit. What do we tell them?
So you're gonna get experience just for thinking about this further.
Seems like it. I also have this. I can become the communism.
What the hell? That is another thing I want in a TTRPG. If you have a thought, you can gain XP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kim tries not to
Also
look at your
wheelchair.
broken down bathroom
Kim
door.
also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore. The man is
wow.
finding it hard not to trip on the tape and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor, where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here.
This is where the magic happens. You're looking at the destruction?
He nods.
I'm sorry for this.
No problem, officer.
He takes a step toward the door, like he'd like to leave.
Amazing that he still calls you officer.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
No time to rest yet.
Did you find your other shoe?
Yes,
I
found
did.
it.
I did.
Where was it?
Outside.
Oh,
Did you ever perfect the expression?
I don't think
Can
so.
you think about the expression?
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. Somewhere inside, a tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
Well,
Wait, Sue, did you hit on this lady?
No.
Is this the lady from the stairwell at the beginning?
Yes. I'm so alone.
The door is indifferent to your loneliness. The world does not care.
Okay.
Jesus
I will
Christ, I just
say-
knocked on a door.
You should have hit on that lady because it's hilarious.
Oh. Oh man.
It's hilarious if you fail. Failing is the funniest thing in this game, I think.
Oh, I see. Oh, hey, this is open now. The dishes are drying. The smell of chemicals and pine trees. Hey, free milk.
Take the knife on the counter. Take the knife on the counter.
An aroma of spices,
You
alcohol,
just
and
steal
tomato
somebody's
is in the air.
knife.
Frame him to be the murderer.
Is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Quebec. It must be his name. Garancy. Garancy Quebec. Sounds representative.
Hello, sir. Got time for a few questions?
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
You've got some impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. It's a weird thing to say to somebody.
You
Oh,
see
lit.
a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
I wonder where this door leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
The winch, outside, in the backyard. Remember? No, your fingers do.
There was a winch outside on the roof, like that of a small elevator.
Well, if there was a winch, I suppose we could look into it. As a side investigation.
Yes, a mini side investigation.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Have we had a breakthrough?
Lonesome, long way home. Here we go.
Complete.
Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox, 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Weak.
All right then.
All right.
This game is simultaneously so cool and so horrifying.
Horrifying is correct. All right, let's invent communism. We are
I'm
currently.
sorry.
What?
Was one of those traits inexplicable feminist agenda?
It sure says that, yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Let me see that again.
I love this, but wait, what?
Right here. Oh, I guess it's a little hard to see.
What the hell? I need to
wasn't
play this
expecting
game.
that.
I need to buy and play this game now, don't I? Jesus Christ.
I think you would enjoy it a lot.
I mean,
Yeah, the only reason I don't own this game is because I shouldn't be spending more money on video games right now.
You can buy stocks with money, and then use those stocks to make even more money. That way you'll have enough when you grow too old to make new money. Real estate is the graveyard where tired old money goes to rest. Money is what literally makes the world turn. The laws of money are just like the laws of nature. Unpaid labor doesn't net you any money. There is no such thing as free money. Money is all about numbers. Money is actually all about trust. It's all about money, you know. You gotta spend money to make money. Money is what really matters. They say money can't buy you happiness, but that just means you don't have enough money. You have to invest your money wisely. Okay, we're just looping now.
But we don't even know what money is.
Yeah, what is money?
Hello again, sweetie. I see you've met up with your colleague.
She looks at the lieutenant.
The lieutenant nods politely. Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
Maybe I am.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
Wait, are you saying all of your thoughts out loud?
I think you say
Granny,
a lot
are you
of them.
okay?
No, I'm
Granny,
done
are
with
you
mating
okay?
rituals. I don't know, wink. Maybe I have. I had once, wink twice, but then I lost her. I don't really want to talk about this right now.
What was with that fucking wink?
Stop winking. Tap yourself on the side of your head to correct the malfunction.
I see you are still grieving. Well, I won't pry. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself.
She slaps herself on the forehead.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
My cop instinct is telling me to hire this lady. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing, or anything.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
I drank so hard I forgot literally everything.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
The Whirling in Rags cafeteria? It was on my keys.
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
In Revachol?
Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this?
How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I.
I like how we're having this conversation while I'm just like shining this flashlight in her face.
I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
It's the spring of 51. Sure, it's the year 973.
You're joking. Try again, one more time. What year is it? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
All right.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Some kind of democracy, maybe? I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. Civilization cowers before us. We are governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Radios are being used to control people's minds and distort our perception of reality, concealing our true masters, foreigners, and women. Cop, we are living under the cop regime.
Actually, we are not. You could say that about almost any other nation, but not Revachol. Try one more time, officer. What mode of government?
Some kind of democracy, maybe?
Nope. Sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and
Yikes.
what democracy we have is market-driven.
If there's no government, how come there are cops?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
What is the revolution you mentioned?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
What does that have to do with there not being any cops?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
I'm just a poor woman, she thinks. What do I know of these things? And how can I help you?
So how'd I do?
You didn't do too well, dear. You really only knew what year it is. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Reality, in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
She means this sincerely. Worrying won't do you any good.
Who could tell
Someone
me more?
more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
She turns to the lieutenant.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Okay, we got a cool pen. Kind green ape pen. Return to monkey. Get a reality lowdown.
So
Rich people.
I can't help but think that this game has a vastly baffling amount of tasks.
I suspect that is correct. Oranje.
That sounded Dutch.
I have no idea.
Question mark.
Revachol. Na 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 na. Do 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 do.
Oh yeah, Matt, congratulations on the interview.
Yeah.
Woo.
I just have to
interview?
do it.
Now you just
Yeah.
gotta do it.
This old fire.
Yes?
You seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
Nothing,
You
just an
have
observation.
a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean distinctive?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's that?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
What?
Wow.
Yes, but containers contain things. Shiny things. They're interesting.
Well, can't argue with that. Okay, then.
He simply nods. Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
What do you want to know?
Would you say that this is a mysterious case? If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case? Yeah,
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
I don't remember being in on anything.
That's good.
You know what I'm in on? Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop-off?
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
You should tell me now. This seems relevant.
Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
I was thinking something otherworldly might be involved. You know, something supernatural. White male in his 40s, what more do you need? Personally, I think labor disputes are very mysterious. Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy? Is it a sexy case?
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was
Cut this boring stuff off immediately. You know what this case is about.
Maybe there's a young woman involved?
Yes, it just so happens there's a beautiful blonde 19-year-old woman at the heart of this
What?
case. A rich one, in fact. Part of a murder sex cult.
Joking. You have to be.
I hope he's joking, but also, like, this did come out before the actual thing, but in real life. That thing, but in
Wow,
real
really?
life.
That's mega sexy.
No, not really. Was there anything else?
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit. Then hit him with it.
Literally anything.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. Do you want me to brief you?
Brief, yes, sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Wait, does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez.
Huh.
Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
And the RCM is?
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
I see. Maybe I should have had this conversation earlier. Of course, I understand everything now. Let me just make this perfectly clear. Our job here is to find the killer?
That's right.
Okay.
Good.
Convince Kim there's a sexy, dark mystery twist.
Oh my god.
I'm okay, I think. Merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. I see. No sane person would ever put their head into such a machine.
You broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone now. Dark
Sometimes.
psychic energy leeching onto my shop.
Interesting. Sometimes it's necessary to resort to extreme measures.
I suppose it's all over now. I guess there's no escape.
What are you talking about? It's just a door.
Just a door? This place is cursed, Detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Just look at the sheer amount of companies that have failed in this house. I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get me as well.
She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant.
Host Almighty, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the door. Blessed be your name.
Curse? But I thought the curse wasn't real.
Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a policeman.
She shrugs, visibly dejected.
All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We are set on the path. There's little else to do.
Oh, I've already
Her facade is
investigated it.
dropped. Now you see the curiosity behind the fear.
But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity?
The entity? No, I don't think so.
Yes, the malignant entity that lives inside the chimney.
What?
It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her.
You mean the
Oh.
chimney that's part of the central I heard voices coming from there.
Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains upstairs. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the furnace. Maybe you could yell into it or something. Make some noise. You'll think of something. You always do.
Despite his cool, the lieutenant's interested in solving this mystery too.
I had a few more questions about the curse.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
How does the curse manifest?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
She peers at the curtains again.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Huh. Annette mentioned that the previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Demons.
Cacodemons? like the Doom enemy?
Paco or Caco? Hold
Caco?
on. Oh,
There's something wrong
I know
with this
those are-
building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Strange, I feel unwanted too. What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Why didn't you just tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy.
Wow.
Suit up.
Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of Simonese mediators.
Is capitalism like
They
a religion?
provided me
I don't
with the
know.
wards.
I think she is religious beyond her capitalism-ism.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
A pair of Simonese meditators. Is the pendant part of the wards as well? What?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
That explains a lot.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store, I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Interesting. What about the wards on the back door? Are these Semines as well?
Yes, the Simonees are very crafty, and their wards are extremely powerful. Lesser wards simply won't do here.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
That's all I can say for now, book peddler.
My brain is doing the thing, so I shall pass out for now.
Okay.
Good night.
Have a good sleep.
Enjoy the thing. Do justice, or whatever the goal of this game is.
I don't even know.
That's a real good question.
Good night, all.
Night.
Good night. Okay. Well then, shall we attempt to... Oh. Smells like leather and sweat. Gross.
Yep, that's what a gym smells like.
I'd be very distressed if a place that has apparently been abandoned for a while smelled like leather and sweat.
It's because if you don't clean the equipment immediately, the smell of your sweat and body
Iron
odor
safety
will
curtain
sink into
curves before your eyes,
everything.
Disgusting.
folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives.
Knock on it.
What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knock on it harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Knock even harder!
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe we can try yelling into the furnace downstairs.
Well, good thing we had this health item.
Oh, are you at 1 health? Or 2 health?
I was at 2. I cranked myself back up to 3.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Hello!
You muster all your strength and yell. Your dehydrated, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak. A lifetime of smoking and drinking will do that to you. The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
I'm still on day 1. Oh, you're right, I am still on day 1. Jeez. What if we kick it now that we have a little bit of HP? Okay. Let's just drop on quick save and
A thick layer of coal, a hollow ring goes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Oh, we can try it again.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease.
Also, that dropped us 2 HP. No wonder it killed us the first time we did that. Oh my god.
Hello? Oh god, that was terrifying. I don't like it.
You've awakened the entity.
Hello? Are you there? Speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the 2nd floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you,
It's gonna be the upstairs neighbor, isn't it?
Bent
Or like a
metal,
squatter.
broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday objects. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
No, I'm just a disempowered individual trying to take my disempowerment out on everyday objects.
Look, there's a discarded milk carton on the floor. Why don't you destroy that too.
Good idea. Fuck you, milk carton. This is all your fault. Or, no, I actually feel sorry for the things I've destroyed. I'm sorry, milk carton.
You're right. That's definitely not the behavior of a destroyer at all. That's just severe anger management problems and a disregard for property rights.
All right then.
I mean, I guess they're not wrong.
That seems correct to me. I'm glad that time passes like kind of slowly, because I feel like at the rate at which I approach this game, it will be over by the time I get anywhere.
You go to end day 1 and you just get a game over screen.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? This tray is full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. Huh, I wonder what you would use that for. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Wait, I think there was a dice company that like did that.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
What do you mean milieu?
Yes, a Milieu is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
I knocked pretty hard. Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
I was looking for something else. Answers.
Answers? How strange. These days people only come to me for dice and role-playing games. I'm not sure how helpful I'll be, but go ahead and ask.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and materials. How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition.
I suppose that's fair.
Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in rags?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant looks at his notebook. Then, the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I mean, this window looks pretty high up.
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
She stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
You never took your eye off the work to look out the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I see.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Where are we anyway?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal-black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
I see.
Plaisance was right.
Same.
There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
The lieutenant looks around the spacious room, its ceiling fading into shadows above.
When she arrived here, there was no room anywhere else. She must have known the other businesses.
I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Wait, how do you explain what happened to those companies then?
It's just capitalism.
It's just
I
capitalism.
hear about tales of success, so it's often
You know what?
surprising
Valid.
to realize how many ventures actually fail.
Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
The whirling is part of the doomed commercial area?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East of the Commerce Central project.
Interesting. The whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying bills. I wonder who that could be.
Not me, though.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Doomed commercial is such a Yakuza phrase. You're kind of right.
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
Alright, thank you, Anxiety. Plaisance thinks it's because you're the source of it, a malignant entity. It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you. The curse will get to you, have no doubt about it. It just doesn't care about earthly time frames. I'll be the first to admit there are many inconsistencies in this so-called curse.
Malignant entity? What does that even mean? Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity?
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity.
Thank you, Anxiety.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I think it still might be you that's causing this. I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. And honestly, I'm still not sure. This world is a puzzling place.
Is it now? I've always thought it's a rather mundane and boring place with no supernatural surprises in sight. Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, let me know.
Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
There used to be a hair salon here?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you. It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
She tucks a strand of hair under that scarf. What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
And who was Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
I mean, maybe?
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies. Indeed, who is Kuno? Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, yes. You mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
How did that how did that community project work out? Judging from the kids I've met so far, it didn't really work, did it?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
What?
You sure?
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Alright. What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff medias. Who would have guessed?
Jesus!
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Shame about those windows. I'm not even gonna ask about that milieu.
Yeah, don't.
Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Yeah, fair enough. I will say I do delight in the way the characters in this game are written.
But what drugs exactly?
Shut up,
Anything else?
drug brain.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
I didn't know insects had any rights. Or activists.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insects. But insects don't have any brains or feelings? They got what they deserved. Making clothes out of beetle wings is a terrible idea. Boy, this is a complicated thing to navigate, huh?
A little bit.
Oh boy, I don't even know how I would respond to this.
I mean, usually what it is with things like that, you end up killing a lot of bugs, and they're usually important to ecosystems.
I guess it depends, right?
So, like,
if you're farming them, but also like we don't support PETA here.
Yeah.
But insects don't have any brains or feelings.
Actually, insects do have brains. But yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far.
Oh, I guess they do have brains, huh?
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Interesting. What do these transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face behind you.
Men like that are a curse.
The lieutenant is stern. You're right, Kim.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those keys and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
What? I want a sword! Shut up, brain!
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She closes her eyes as some remnant of a memory lights up her face.
She liked them.
Oh.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral.
That sounds like D&D nerds, alright!
They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she could still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on.
I mean, yes, but also probably you sounded bad at doing business, so...
In the end, they just
Probably
didn't
both.
get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
Wow.
Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
Thank you, Drug Brain. For once, you have a lucid thought that I agree with. That's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
She tosses a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the metallic desk.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
That doesn't bode well.
The dice is black
Whoa.
and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Alright, what about the other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
Oh, they invented booth babes.
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving.
Fritta does the same thing.
I know a girl just like that. She works in Fritta as a cashier, and she's not particularly friendly. What did they expect? 20 cents per hour is dog's pay. I'm surprised they showed up at work at all. That's an award-winning idea. How else do you choose people around you? I don't have an opinion on employing teens. I just want to know, did it work out for the business?
It didn't. Occasionally the girls had their friends over, which doubled the amount of hairspray, skin problems, and mood swings behind the counter.
Interesting.
And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. Please tell me about the bear. I want to know about the bear so bad.
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples, like trying to suppress a headache. Didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
You know what? Fair enough.
Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I killed the bear.
You did what?
She rolls her swivel chair an inch closer to you, unsure about unsure whether she heard you right. I unplugged the fridge to help Revachol Ice City cut their losses.
Ugh, of course they left it plugged in. Even in death, the berries costing them money. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
Oh my god. That's a lot. What do I do with this information?
I don't know. Do you do anything with this info?
Cool.
Megatherion?
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
Oh, okay. It's like my drug brain, but cooler. High on
A
desiccants.
wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land where the streets are paved with drugs.
I don't have a comment on drugs.
Understandable. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all.
Have you seen my face? I definitely do drugs.
Anyway, now you know the
Look at
story
this
of the
man.
whole
This is
ice
not a
cream
man that
empire.
does not do drugs. But it's okay. Ever since we had that drink until we almost died experience, we've seen God, and now we're going on the straight and narrow. No more drug brain. She seems almost sad, finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly.
Little sparkling embers under the window. Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else?
I found
Another
the buildings.
failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
I found the building's intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
You tell me that the doorbell with the empty name card was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
I have a few more questions about the building.
Sure, I'm listening.
I have more questions about the intercom?
I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What do you want? Sure,
never
I'm
mind.
listening.
I had other
Good.
questions.
I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
Why hasn't her business failed?
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Start taking off your clothes. You need to connect. Don't
do that.
Excuse
Is
me.
that your only choice?
Well, I can do that, or I can do nothing at all.
I mean, how weird do you want to make this?
Excuse me, what are you doing?
The dice maker stares at you when you start to fuss with your
Officer.
pants. I'm trying to lower my body temperature.
And why would you do that?
This is just me, or is it hot in here?
No, I don't feel hot. We're in a derelict smokestack. If anything, then it's cold here.
Part of the special technique I have.
And what technique is that?
Okay, hear me out. Sometimes I get these feelings.
Miss, I apologize for my colleague's behavior. He's still recovering from an unusual medical episode.
Officer, this isn't how mature adults deal with their feelings.
Hey. I've been watching this series. It's called Yakuza. And in that series, whenever they have feelings, they take their clothes off and punch each other.
Now you feel something. The cold damp of shame washing over you.
Ugh, gladly.
Well. Formidable. Whee!
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Nia, and she's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
She's not a sorceress or some malicious entity. She's a businesswoman like you. No, ma'am, I have felt her aura. She is not the one to blame for this curse.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
She looks perplexed.
She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her.
There's another entity. Honestly, I don't have an answer yet. There's no curse. There's too many inconsistencies. It's just capitalism. Bankruptcy is a quirk of our economic system.
Wait, what? The entire economic system is cursed?
I mean, yes?
This is a lot for her to pass.
I'm afraid that only world revolution can help you. Yes, the system must be cleansed of immigrant labor. It's true, we live in a precarious world. Nothing ever turns out right. You need to get used to chaos. What I meant was I found the source of the doom. Forget about the economy thing.
Another revolution?
She looks down at the pendant in her trembling hands. She collects herself.
I understand what's going on here. You went in there, rummaged around, and accomplished nothing. And now you're telling me these intellectual things to cover up for it. It's okay. You don't have to. I was wrong to trust another person. I will manage this psychic calamity as I always have. Alone. On my own. Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
She concludes, tucking the pendant away in her blouse.
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you two right now.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
Alright, cool. Looks like we got a skill point. What should we do with this skill point?
You know where Brandon would put it.
Where would Brandon put it?
Inland Empire.
Inland Empire. God, this skill is so weird. But it is capitalism. Yeah, you're right. It is. How will you shake the cosmos?
These skills are so crazy.
These skills are so weird. It's so cool.
Also the pictures.
They're a lot.
Wait, supernatural? They drive Toyota Supras?
I suppose. I feel like, hold on. Oh, there's like a, yeah. I need to get a city map still. A lot of the things we have are like body things. Our bodies, honestly, our physical body is like pretty decent though. I feel like bonuses from items. Let's see. Suggestion, authority, rhetoric. What did we get again? You know what? Let's level up some dexterity. Let's use this to try to get our coat back.
everything for the sake of fashion.
Yeah. Put in encyclopedia. That would not have been a bad one. Unfortunately, I did not use my brain or my
I would
eyes.
say, weren't you supposed to be playing as Detective Gumshoe? Idiot
I think
savant?
this game is too weird to play as Detective Gumshoe.
It's true.
Detective Gumshoe would just like... He would not know what to do in this situation.
Yeah, we need to play as Detective Cousteau instead.
Ah, yes, Raphael Cousteau.
Oh wait, it progresses in real time?
I don't think it's real time.
It said you can sleep after 2100.
Well, there's a map in the bottom right. Or not a map, a clock. That tells you like what time it is.
Yeah, so is it just really slow, or does it every time you take an action it ticks forward?
How would
I'm
Gumshoe
not
react to
sure,
Kuno?
'cause-
Gumshoe would be like, hey kid, you wanna see my gun?
Gosh.
Guns are cool, right?
I like that the game will figure out how to walk me up this place because I can't figure it out. Alright, Coat, I've come to grab you.
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
Let's go.
Hero time.
Nope, I guess not.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer.
Oh,
and you've
it did say we
climbed
are
way
boxers.
too high up here.
We just rolled like shit, okay.
Oh no.
Hey, did we
Feel
die?
something in your chest.
Oh, we seem to have died.
Natural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm. Yeah.
Oh.
Screaming isn't happening on account of extreme shortness of breath. You're just making it worse. Oh God, it's painful.
Oh wait,
There's
bye-bye.
no shame in surrendering now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face, like you always thought you would. Cops suffer.
Okay.
Whoops.
My
You
question
gave
is,
yourself a heart attack by trying to make a jump that you thought you couldn't.
I
Jeez.
do have a question. That looked like a drop,
Oh,
not a
it's you
jump.
again.
Why were they
Are you
trying?
looking
Why
for a
was he
guide?
trying to jump?
I don't know.
Unless I'm misunderstanding because of like the point of
Isometrics.
view. Yeah. Because it looks like you just dropped down and be like, well, I just climbed down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who truly can say?
Who can say?
So are you gonna try it again?
Maybe. I think I might have to talk to this lady again.
Oh yeah. What? I would assume it's saved. Oh yeah, you didn't.
No, we didn't save. It's been a while.
What have you found? A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. I
She's a
don't
businesswoman.
understand. If it's
She's squeezing on the... Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her.
It still needs to be followed.
you're telling me that you went in there and did, of course. The investigation's over. I don't want you going in there anymore.
Wow. So
I am sorry we had...
Total psychic collapse. Alright. Give us the savoir-faire. Or maybe I should have put it in encyclopedia this time. Doesn't matter.
I wonder if you put it in encyclopedia and your brain is just like, instead of jumping, we can carefully climb down. Eh? Eh?
Huh? Why would we jump when we could not jump? Checkmate.
Just use the flashlight.
I realize I am still equipping this flashlight.
Equip the kind green monkey pen. It will save you.
know what?
Oh,
If we just take our pants off.
Oh my gosh.
All right, that's it. That's the play. That's what we were doing wrong this whole time. We were wearing our pants.
I can only imagine what Kim was saying.
Why are you taking off your pants? What the fuck?
I can jump better if I do this.
All I'm learning here is that the solution to all my problems is to take my pants off.
Yeah, it is a drop. It's not a jump. Oh my gosh.
I guess it's just so that you can drop without breaking your ankles.
But you can just climb down.
Good point. Anything else? Oh, my shoes too.
Oh, the shoes. Okay, the shoes kind of make sense.
All right.
I don't think doing athletic stuff in snakeskin
I got
shoes
it now.
Still caught on the railing.
Why
As
did
you
we
leap into the
jump?
air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses.
Close your eyes? I don't think that's a good idea.
As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline.
I think it's because we took our pants
I
off.
knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can explore the harbor now.
Oh my god.
Climb down!
Feet firmly planted in the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
Kim, good job, but now put your goddamn pants back on.
+1 is esprit de corps. Wow. Alright, let's put our shoes and stuff back.
So fashionable.
Fashionable. We still need to... Oh, there's so much stuff in here. Where am I? What is this? The radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. A giant ass print on the pillow and a pattern of coffee rings on the armrest.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
Okay.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Let your muscle memory dial a random number.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling, still calling. Then,
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. You rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
the voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy.
No, I meant, what is this place to me?
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
Do you know me?
No.
No. He sounds like Squidward. Why did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Maybe, but I don't even know my name.
If you need any further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main. I can't help you over the phone. Are we done?
He thinks you're pulling a prank on him. On the corner of Voyager and Main, a large neon sign hangs on the side of a building. Video Revachol, 24 hours. It's raining and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman's footprints in the mud lead away from the front door. Tiny heels tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up and the air seems to grow darker.
All right.
Suddenly you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
What was all shit?
It.
Kim, I feel sad about Video Revachol 24 Hour.
That's enough for you today. Let's conclude this call.
Okay. Poor Kim. What is this? La Fumée, Volume 1, Number 4. Free book. Someone left the coffee machine on. The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. A standard office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. Every worker equals member of the board is written at the top of the flyers. We have sadness at home. That is enough.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks.
Okay.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Oh, well that's convenient.
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners.
What?
All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim, a to-do list. A to-do note with a list of errands for Everard.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Remember, Leo, Everard, all items on the drawer slide.
Okay. Postcard. Les Jardins 21. Oh.
What did you just do?
Look at my cool sunglasses.
God.
I want the special borscht too. I've actually never had borscht. The door is locked and cannot be opened from this side. Let's see. Collecting rainwater. Oh, there's so much stuff. Let's drop a quick save. At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts. Oh, I think there's a, yeah, okay. F5 is the quick save button. Sick. Numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and potent pills.
All those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here.
Did I do this?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
This is really sad. I must have been miserable.
Yes, this scene isn't exactly ripping with joy. Let's just move on.
Well, that explains why my coat is here. I just fucking partied up here.
I mean, there is still the question of
This
why
is
the
the
fuck you were
night watchman's
partying
booth.
there.
The name on the door
Who's to
reads
say?
René Arnaud. Listen, It's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather. You need to rest. Your body is aching. Getting in here has taken something out of you. Have a seat.
Okay.
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons. Stale air floods through your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The inside of the booth is immaculate.
Look for a little something, something.
The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date. Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction.
What?
Critical flatulence, watery blood,
Malfunction?
black mucus,
What does that mean?
uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to la opera, inoperable joint disorder, total spinal collapse. Don't think about that. Quick, think about something else.
I don't see what the big. This sounds normal to me. I'm a cop. I have cop things to do. Disco, mirror balls, kick-ass moves, boogie beat. I'm scared I will never be held or loved in this world again. This sounds pretty normal.
Your nihilistic humor renders the list of side effects null and void, just like everything else in this empty world.
Well, moving along.
Moving along.
Okay, would you mind if I help myself to some meds?
I'm not here to tell you what to do, detective.
Okay, thank
You
God.
take the painkillers. They are yours now. You stand and exit the booth.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Ooh.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that?
Something about this man piques my interest. I think this can be a side thing.
Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Okay. Oh, let's see. The leading intellectual organ of Martinez communism offers a radical Mazovian perspective on a range of contemporary issues. The cover features a stylized portrait of the late King Frizzell with a pair of white antlers growing out of his head. All right.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Frizzell. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
White antlers?
Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it.
Why Frizzell?
Because Frizzell was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International development, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note. Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. So please,
remember to like,
if you
follow, and
value our
subscribe.
radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Huh. Kim, I think this is a communist magazine.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to that.
Alright, let's see what this bear wrestling is all about. I have to know.
It seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative in the People's Republic of Samara, SRV, devised and promoted by none other than President Kanajinsky himself. According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, has recently decreed bear wrestling the national sport of the SRV.
Hold on, tell me more about this Uncle Sport.
Based on the description in this article, he appears to be an extremely competent and democratically elected president.
Interesting. Okay, great. Now let's get to the bear wrestling.
It's quite straightforward. A standard match features one man, or in some cases, woman, against one bear. 2 competitors, 1 ring, 5 rounds, or until incapacitation. According to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. Public support stands at 87%, and youth obesity and alcoholism rates are down 12% and 7% respectively.
Alcoholism?
Wow. I guess it's hard to fight a bear if you're out of shape.
That's very much the idea.
What?
President Kaczynski has long maintained that a strong body is the best defense against capitalist aggression.
Gabe, do you think there's any chance our case will take us to the SRV?
The Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask?
I was thinking it might be fun to see a bear fight.
They're quite the spectacle, as I understand. I've heard they make the people in the front rows wear plastic sheets. On account of the blood, you see.
Thank you.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer. The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll.
All right.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tournée.
Wait, what's wrong with Tip Top?
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes.
Okay, fair enough. Who wrote this stuff?
Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines. Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka.
What's so bad about sponsorships?
Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity.
I mean, that is true.
Thus, the so-called tournée becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a fritter.
Right, but then you get to see them crash.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest.
Is that true? I feel like people love NASCAR.
At the end of the day, it's the destruction of
Some people do.
750,000
Some people do, but
real
frequently it is in
races
fact
that you're
for
really
spectacular
watching for.
crashes.
No, I'm pretty sure I like it for the racing. Wow, you're right. I really am just in it for the violence. Woof. That's a heavy choice.
Sure, you think that, but subconsciously, it's the visions of brand names being engulfed in flames that you crave.
I mean...
This flimsy magazine is right. Deep down, you know the only true stakes are life and glory, or death by fiery dismemberment.
I guess I've never thought about it that much.
That's because you haven't been reading critically. But don't worry. The whole point of these sorts of articles is to let someone else read critically for you.
Wow! Fucking hell. Yowza.
That's a lot.
Hey Kim, did you know that Tip Top Tournay is actually an orgiastic ritual of capitalist destruction? I had no idea!
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective.
Huh, I wonder what else is really just a metaphor for life under capitalism.
I'm sure most things are, if the young men who wrote this article are to be believed. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I'd take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First, we take Martinez. Then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Cape Side apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. Wouldn't it be better for everyone if labor and capital could reach some reasonable accommodation? Why should I care? This doesn't have anything to do with me. Damn, communists should have killed a lot of them when they had the chance. If it weren't for the wild pines, all those moochers would be out of a job.
The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution, so long as it's only redistributed upward.
That is true.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Alright, cool.
Mazovian Socioeconomics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil, child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmezov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
Wow. Left-wing dialogue options now give +4 XP. That seems pretty good. We like those.
Yeah.
Also, this art is fucking wild.
A little bit.
Are visual calculus and authority important? Or
I
is
don't think
it okay that you
authority is
lost those?
important. Oh, these are all our brain slots.
Some of those Detective Cousteau magnesium-based life form. The Jamrock Shuffle's in there.
Sure is. Learning cap for perception raised. Interesting. Okay. So this way now. All around you, great machines and quiescence. White pine trees are painted on the screen covering. Looks like a forest under snow. Oh, wait, my money! I'm gonna see if the game can route me back to the roof. Guess not. That's okay. We can always go back. The other way. The long way. Ooh.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Allumer on, étendre off. The crane stands tall, proud, erect, and still. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Thoughts, Kim? Ooh. Oh? Alright.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Its purpose? What do you mean?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
Oh.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Alright. What's this? Yes. More health, please. Oh god. Kavalsu.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
I think there's something special about this container.
You do? Because I don't.
Well, why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It was hanging from the crane?
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container.
Maybe.
We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
Well, nothing to be done then, I suppose. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. The speaker tower is silent. There's no work to organize in the yard below. Ooh. Money. Industrial-sized thermoses. Smells like burnt coffee. Ooh. Money.
I love that you're just going, ooh, shiny penny.
Ooh. The banner sags on the way to rain and snow. White waves on red.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
The tiny man is so engaged in his work he doesn't notice you. Hi!
Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
No, of course not.
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right?
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Arish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was
The
about
new
10 then.
new
Too
world?
old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Alright then. Fair enough.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder.
Wow, red is so much prettier than drab old green.
Sure is, mister. Sure is. Really livens up the place. Yes, it does.
I hate to break this bonding moment, but the red containers mean they are replacing the company livery with the union livery, which means this strike isn't gonna stop anytime soon.
Where is everyone? The harbor's empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
He leans in with a confidential look.
We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
Wow.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
He stops, but seems eager to tell you more. What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
But what did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this under heart ease.
What kind of fight did they get into?
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town. And Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those douce sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio.
Leo's a good boy.
But I can't listen to the
He's
radio all
doing
the
his
time.
best.
There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Who's this Miss Beaufort you mentioned?
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly. But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids.
Oh, no.
Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
I think you're doing a great job around here, Leo.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright.
The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinez, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day.
Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
Wait, what was that about the borscht?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Boar dogs? Oh, like for hunting boars, not like boar dog. Okay,
Boars
I get
that
it.
are also dogs.
Never heard of a bush that turns little guys into dog fighters. Alcohol, however.
What do you mean by taking this soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Hold up, who makes it at the whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
He's from Grad. Looks like the borscht is spiked. I'm gonna look into it. What? How is this the conclusion we came to? Oh, I guess it's our drug brain. Our drug brain is like, the borscht is spiked. Okay.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
What's in that container over there?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
I'm looking for the... Thanks, Kim. Looking for the leader of the dock.
So much.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find this man.
Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course.
He points to the two joint containers being right.
Bye-bye now.
Great bird.
The coffee in the giant thermos is still lukewarm. A stair made of pallets leading up. A taxidermy fish that tells time. Cool.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you, with a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny chair opposite to his giant desk.
I'm Everett Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez.
The man relaxes into his chair and continues.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Why are you calling me Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it.
Okay,
Filter
take a seat.
it out.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
He gives you a sly wink.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
This chair is slowly killing us.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Wait, you know Gart?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
Take the comically large check, but don't say anything.
Is there anything you'd like to say to me? Or...
No.
No. No, it's cool.
Cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria manager. But, sure, if that's what's cool nowadays. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Don't panic, oh boy. The chair is killing you.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
Jesus. So what? Men can cry too.
You want to cry? God, you're weak. Whatever you do, don't cry. You'll think you're disgusting.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snapped his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. Keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Nah, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. Vaguely gesture with your hands above your head. Oh yeah, man, I'm fucking great. Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water. I'm melting. Oh yeah, man, I'm fucking great.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? You called me Mr. Dubois. Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's really my name.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It's true, my memory's a bit hazy.
I assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed of, Harry. You're among friends, and the good news is, I have a big fat folder on you, Harry. I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask. Maybe I can help you out.
Don't trust him. For all you know, Dubois might be his name. You need to confirm this.
Wow.
I'm sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address. And you were probably right. I can.
It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
The lieutenant inspects Everett over his spectacles.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Let's get this straight. What is my full name?
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
You don't feel like either one of these things. You know what your name is. You have a sophisticated name, like that of a count, or a beautiful man.
Okay.
And I can work with you, Harry. Now, what else can I do for you?
Do you know anything about my family?
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
You're right, I don't.
That's why I like you, Harry. A good man knows both his strengths and his weaknesses, and you, my friend, you are one of the all-time greats.
What kind of cop does it say I am?
Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic.
I'm sorry?
Yes. You seem to be, a lot of the time, but right now there's no reason to be. Let loose a little. Be you.
He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinez.
Where did you get that folder?
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
Everard's large hands are covering the folder, but the look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry.
He knows everything about me.
I'm sure it's not that bad. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that.
Harry, I just know the things that matter to our friendship, and I want you to feel free to ask me about those things. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me.
Aren't you gonna ask me how I got in?
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age...
The big man peers at you over the rims of his glasses for a moment, then interlaces his fingers and rests his chin on his hands.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
Let's talk about my gun.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Hold on, could he really hold my gun hostage?
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back.
I will not be blackmailed with his gun business.
Harry! I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate, if inevitable. and doesn't put the RCM in a good light.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands.
I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help, like I'm helping you with your lost gun. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
I sense there's a but. This guy is suspect as hell.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
Kim, is that true? Are we door-opening machines?
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it.
That sounds extremely shady.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming.
Wow.
Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
Why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
I don't know if I do.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
Whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
What do you mean, a weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly.
He removes his glasses and rubs his nose.
Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Fine, I'll look into it.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
I'm looking into your shady brew.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
Okay. What's in the container that's outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it. It was attached to the Cavalcin crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try.
Talk to the container.
Let's hear it, Harry. Of course, Harry. Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Great. Wouldn't want to get stuck in here.
Here. You're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
Wait, there are Copo types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop? Some kind of weapon cop? Sorry, cop. I'm sorry, I'm not sure.
Yes, sorry, cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Okay, but what are the other capo types?
Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the Advanced Interesting Cop, Liquid Shadow Cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go?
Won't the other capo types be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual capo type from sorry to anything.
You can multi-class from sorry cop into any other kind of cop. Do you want to be a liquid shadow cop?
Sorry, liquid shadow cop?
You know what? I'm not sorry. I changed my mind.
No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million.
Wild, okay. Embarrassment to the party. You're one sorry piece of shit, a cop penitent, a flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial. Or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of nine tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. Okay. Interesting.
That sure is a lot.
Sure is. Giant novelty check. Yeah, looks like I can go out that way, so... Fuck, God damn it. Some of these environments are very confusing. Liquid sorry cop. Ooh, what's this? The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. It smells like blood. What is this? Hello, my sweet container. I've come back for you. Composite eye of halogen lights watches you, emitting a low buzz.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Persuade the door to open.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body over my wits.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Okay.
It's just like, please, for the love of God.
Why can't you just be normal, man? Oh, we can exit through the door now. Looking monolithic.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Okay, alright, bud.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Wow.
My body is unimportant. I'm with the police. Wait, what do you mean my body betrays my degeneracy?
You have succumbed to Al Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust as if he were smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Alright, you're right. I'm an alcoholic. Now I just need you to cooperate with me.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is reigning.
What? What does that mean?
Is he calling you basic?
I don't know.
I think he's calling you a basic white bitch.
I think he's calling you Wonder Bread. The race stuff is unimportant here. I just need you to help me do my job, please.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass via for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen.
Whoa.
You were once a noble.
What the fuck does it mean?
You gave the world.
You gave the world eugenics. Oh my god.
Weapons of war.
He's also incredibly racist.
You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like
Holy
the
shit!
Indians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers.
Oh my god, he's one of those guys.
The genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
Holy shit.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
You will be superseded by new white people.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
The situation is serious. Your people have probably killed a man.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great
Holy
war.
fuck.
Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
I don't want to subscribe to his advanced race theory. Isn't Everett the union boss white?
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
But you still serve him. How does that factor into your life?
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never did.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
Communism is pretty cool.
Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases.
What?
Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music?
I've gotten it from disco, actually.
Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Okay, I'll ask. Who are the Seminoles?
The South Island race. Haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. Millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know.
So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol. Half this guy's supposed to be in parentheses. Yeah.
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting
No.
for immaculate
Wait.
conception from...
He's a hotep.
Oh, I see. Understood.
I think he's supposed to be.
Kim, what do you think about this?
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
I don't want to hear him.
How do you know there'll be a next racist?
There always is.
Yeah, you're right.
Race
Damn.
is reality.
That doesn't... Okay, bud.
No,
What are the tattoos mean?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Gestures for the lorry man down the street.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell.
Oh my god, he just keeps doing it!
Nearby.
I am not like them.
Oh my god, he's
I am
talking about skull
I've
measurements.
taken the trouble to permanently draw
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he drew a phrenological grid on his skull!
features. This should dispel any doubt.
Bro, what the fuck? You're right, that's craniometric perfection. My race does not stand a chance.
Your silence betrays your inferiority. You do not have a reply. You should enter a deep race slumber. Perhaps in 4,000 years there is need for a servile homunculus.
What the fuck? Man, that was some shit we just witnessed. And notice, in
That's
case
a
of strike,
lot.
press the button behind the guard. Hey, what's up, man?
Scab?
Asked the man with jolly eyes, tilting his head. He looks like Jeff Ramsey.
What did he just call you? Oh no, not this again.
Shut
You
up,
just got
anxiety!
away
He
from
asked if I was a scab! I'm not a scab, I'm a cop. That's almost worse.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
I'm a bit short on money. Think you can give me some?
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged.
Wow, I can't believe that
The
worked.
swallow returns.
This guy's great. Appreciate
Always
it.
glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to...
He nods towards the protesters.
You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing, though.
Union has problems getting by?
Nothing to worry about, really. The jam's a bit of a mess, cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supplies should last the strike, though.
Every little bit helps, you know.
I'm always glad to help out when possible. Not like these slithering scabs.
Everett said you had the key to a door.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
He said it belonged to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I saw an opportunity, I took it. I'm a hustle grinder. I heard something about a weasel, and it didn't sound like a local polar weasel, if you know what I mean. I'm not opening this door for myself. I'm opening it for all working men. Chorus of the Red Army starts playing. I'm not really doing this for political reasons. I heard something about a weasel.
Polar weasel? Oh. I know what you mean. I'm pretty sure he's actually Occidental, though. So you're gonna be committing fratricide, my racist friend. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the Whirling in Rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task, this weasel person, when he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
The man takes a big sip from his flask.
Who he is and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
Where are you striking?
We're negotiating our share.
Your share?
Aye.
Wait, it's not wages or pensions or...
This stuff. They already covered.
Huh. At least you got the benefits.
It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place.
How large a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
Are you a communist? The boss man, Everard. What can you tell me about him?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
What does boss in the union entail anyway?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see?
Fair enough.
And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
You're right, he's very ascetic.
Okay, he's reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion.
You know what? That's fair, I suppose.
Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
Boy.
Sure thing.
Heavy, man.
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The harbor is a prime area of suspicion. In your opinion, are the dock workers involved in the killing?
What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed how?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
What does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
He means a more violent faction could easily take care of such a thing.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
Takes a sip from his flask.
Okay.
It says GRIH, Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor.
Right to work! Right to work! Shade!
Ooh, money. Yeah.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
Interesting.
A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crown with wavy rays.
What about the backseat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
The lieutenant nods towards the racist lorry driver.
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
There he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervously, hoping it's over. He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorry man.
Interessante. A foreign car, kept in good condition.
There's so much stuff.
What the hell is this?
Is that a shrine?
Oh. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing towards the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philippe III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippine kings of Revachol. Son of Philippe II, the opulent, father of Philippe IV, the insane."
As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece.
What indentations?
Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass, around where the heart is. A bullet? Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Lieutenant, has someone shot the king?
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your word for it.
What do you think?
Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution, but the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement?
Political. It's a king and he's shot.
Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them, sometimes at kings.
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay, mute and indifferent to your sightings. What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago.
Right,
how would you
enough.
know what this guy did many centuries ago? High above you,
You're not gonna listen to your brain berate you.
I'm okay. I can do that in real life.
Oh. I mean,
got a
true,
white
but
tank top. What does this do? It gives conceptualization. Let's wear this tank top. Man, we are just a mess. We are just a mess. Look at
bit.
us.
Nothing you're wearing makes sense together.
It's incredible. Hey, money.
the small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your
grandma. Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead. No, this one is a monster in disguise.
Excuse me, Mom, I'd like to ask some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Wait.
The lieutenant stops you before you can stop.
She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just told you why.
If you say so.
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again?
No.
There's no reason to wing any. 3 days ago, during that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. Okay then. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good. What about me? Good.
Okay. When are we off of the clock? When can we speak to our mans?
In 20 minutes?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various...
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
Oh. Who is St. Baptiste?
St. Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company. St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of St. Baptiste. That one. There.
Do you have any ammonia?
Yeah, there's like an ampule somewhere.
Okay, I need
Okay, don't, like, overdo it or something.
Ooh. Hmm.
Okay, here. I hope St. Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope St. Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here.
Thank you. Okay, here. Okay, here. Okay, here.
I like that it's just always bland.
All right, Mr. Racist. Anything else for me?
Looking for something?
No. Well, Kuno, it's like 8:40, man. Get the fuck out of here.
There
Uno
he
doesn't
still is,
sleep.
looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Oh, God.
You crack open the ammonia.
Oh my God, I did it!
And breathe in.
Holy
The odor
shit,
of
that was
death
not a
is
high
still
chance.
Stronger. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
They always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you. Out of place somehow.
Yeah, what the hell? Like, these guys' boots are wild. What's going on here?
They are armor, no boots.
Ah.
Technically speaking, these are sabatons.
Sabatons. Okay, then what kind of armor is this?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the hill. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals?
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. Maybe he'll know something.
If you wear those
have to
pieces,
talk to the
it will
child
help
again.
me protect your mortal
Yes.
coil.
Why does my mortal coil need protecting? I think I know why.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form. ageless, and synthetic.
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Ka-ching, baby. That's a lot, I take it.
As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot.
How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay.
These look pretty advanced for security guard. Yeah, 4 years wage for a cop? I mean, a militia cop, but like, for boots?
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates, where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates, until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly. This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Oh, this is a bad idea, isn't it?
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
I'm not a homo. Well, I might be a homo. Do what? I'm gonna pull his head off, right?
Yes, that's what I said. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you do. So please, don't. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
Are we not
You're so close
There
to
may be
saying
clues inside the boot. These boots would go super well with my bell-bottom pants, I think. This is advanced enemy technology. We should conduct research into their weaknesses. I'm sorry, I didn't even want to take them off. I just thought I should try.
Try what exactly?
I wanted to see what happens.
I don't think we should do anything just for the hell of it. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots.
Ew.
They are fused to his feet now.
Ew,
Why do you
that's
think
so
the locals haven't scavenged
gross.
them yet?
There might still be a way to peel them off, but first, the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and the hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you.
What was that, a word?
Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
Bad time for a drink, right?
Extremely.
What kind of rope is this?
Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Like in a harbor?
Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves.
We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it? How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt, buckle closes. It's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing out there. I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
Makes sense, believably mundane. I feel like it was something else. Don't ask me, I'm just lumbering from one moment to the next.
70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report. This belt worries me. It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Alright, fair enough.
Your fist clenches suddenly.
It will be riddled with disco.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting out a stink.
Is this a national pattern?
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives often turn to innocentic worship. But which one? I see no trace of a humanoid figure.
The pattern does not stir patriotic or religious sentiment in you. What it does is speak to the wounded, limping animal, the male in particular, unable to communicate in anything more than grunts. It's impossible to tell if its advice is right or wrong.
I'm missing something here.
Why?
Why was that so loud? A sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
What's that?
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
He produces two metal-capped ampules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then...
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
Cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left.
We need
Use
this photo.
it wisely.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? I should look at it later, without the corpse smell.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
He hands you the piece of rolled up photo paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks... His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home. Just subaquatic terrors there. Yes. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Tell me, who are you, dead man?
I'm gone.
Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Where's that?
In the past. Way out west.
I can see you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
You are now, but who are you when you're alive?
A killer. A motherfucker.
A motherfucker? I see.
Takes one to know one.
Go ahead, Kobo.
What's happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your...
Black frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips.
Imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Give me a comical amount of questions.
Coming right up, copperoonie Rooney. This is getting upbeat now.
Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
I'm Harry.
No, you're not a Harry either. You're a motherfucker. That's who you are. Rooney the motherfucker.
Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
Who killed you?
Love did me in, brother Copo. It was love all along.
Can you ask me a question?
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
This is like the worst version of Speak with Dead.
Looking at my face. Motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
Maybe this will lead me to something. Something indescribable, unforeseen, miraculous? The clown lips on the corpse appear to smile. The face rotates before you slowly.
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
Enough.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
Alright.
Sounds like a threat.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
I'm squinting, Kim. Why am I doing it?
How should I know why you are squinting, officer?
His face and hands are pink. Thighs too. The rest is greenish.
Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
Something is coming out of him.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Goddamn right, I'm a turn around and yell. So tempting. God, it's so tempting.
Malicious laughter erupts in the yard. Sounds like seagulls.
Big said he's a...
The lieutenant's face is made of stone.
He's beaten up.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
What do you think?
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think.
Maybe he was strangled by someone.
Yes, there's always a chance we are wrong. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
How do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos.
The The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
We could saw the branch?
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Either one of us could do it. We could use the kid's ladder on the side of the tree.
I don't trust that ladder. The assailants didn't use it. It's rotten and less sturdy than it looks. And I don't see another good way up there. Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this.
Why?
Clown cops climb tree, fall down. Enraged cop assaults children after falling from tree.
Okay.
Cretin cop.
Oh my god, he's going.
Saws the branch he's sitting on. Literally. Local children report corpse mutilation.
Fuck yeah, climb that shit, monkeys.
See, you're only making them do those things less.
Can you see into the future, Kim?
No, I do not see the future. I made those up using 2 decades in the Revacholian police force as a reference point.
I'm not afraid of newspapers. We shouldn't be.
Oh no. We should be very afraid of newspapers. And the radio stations too. We should be wary of enticing them in any way.
So we're just gonna let those kids bully us into not doing our work?
What I'm proposing is, we save acrobatic tricks as the last resort, after we've tried everything else.
Oh, these have got to be the most fucking boring multiparts I've ever seen.
Seems like a... Maybe we could shoot him down?
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Just shoot the belt, the bullet will break it? I don't know, maybe just shoot, point towards the branch?
It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work. It will maybe cut 1 thread loose.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
What
Maybe
else can we
better
do?
not to. Can't someone else?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
Yes, exactly. Call the police.
Someone already did. You know who came? We did. Because we have made bad life decisions. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
Seems like a lot of hassle. Let's not do it.
We are not getting him down already. Not getting him down is a task that's already accomplished. Sadly, it's not our job to keep him up there, but to get him down.
Fair enough.
Just pull his rotten head off. The meat's cooked anyway. Give the boot another yank, and it's done.
Let's just pull his head off.
It's tempting, but decapitating him will make it impossible to ascertain whether he was really hung. The damage to the neck would make coronary work pointless.
Okay, maybe we can ask for help from the harbor.
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
Confirmed. It's unsafe.
Yeah.
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
I'm out of ideas.
Of course. You have questions, don't you? The power of your imagination is at your service.
I hate you. You stink and you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
A deep sea creature.
No, not quite. Be fair now.
A baby affected with harlequinism.
You sure wrinkled out of that one, Coppolini.
Okay.
Come back later, Coppo.
As you narrow your only the lower extremities, the cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. His torso. As you narrow only the lower...
How should I know why you ask Queen? Oh.
The monster.
So, what do you think? I agree. Totally dead. Absolutely.
But there is no breath.
Yes, we do.
He breathes out heavily.
Oh yeah, do this shit! Fuck it up!
Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst thing that could happen?
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks.
Hold on. This environment noises? I think so. Must be. Okay.
Securing it in place, he then steps back and assumes the fellow's
I think it was
position,
environment
taking aim.
noises.
The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow's test was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight. He feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age. Whatever you do, do not console him.
Fucking idiot! Mookabat asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
Oof.
What if you just can't?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
Can I have the gun? I should try.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
They only have one gun!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Can you shoot Kuno, please?
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger. You've held this, a P9 armistice, before. At some point it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable, like you never laid it down.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Kuno is silent. Aggression gathers in the air. The trigger feels delicate and ready to break under your finger. The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
I can point the gun at the child. I shouldn't do that. I really shouldn't do that. But
Well, she doesn't talk about herself in the third person though, so she's not as bad as Kuno.
All right.
Save then.
Shut up.
Do it.
What? You gonna fuck me?
Yikes.
You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what this is about?
Ugh.
Okay, no, shoot the kid.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the evening light as the corpse slowly rotates.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Jesus. It is taking every ounce of my power not to shoot this child right now. All right, let's hope this works.
A plume
I
of
don't think
smoke
it worked.
erupts from the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the explosion. With your ears still ringing, you lower the weapon to see what happened. You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude from the skin.
Ooh.
Only
Wait,
murky
what?
sludge dripping down.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry. I knew it.
Ask for another shot. You'll get it with the next one. The goddamn light reflected off some window. Surely.
The cadaver is already compromised bad enough. We don't...
It came out wrong. You made it sound like you're some sort of roulette addict looking for a fix. Ask again. More control this time. There is some...
Vittupa wants to fuck up again bad.
Start crying. You're sensitive.
It's the song of my people, asshole.
Don't provoke her.
Shot him in the chest.
It's It's not the gun's fault you can't shoot. It's your pig hands.
Pigs don't have hands. They have, like, fucking hooves or something.
Kuno has hands. Kuno can shoot that shit down for you.
We're not giving you the gun.
That's preposterous! What are you, a fucking earl?
We still need to get him down, somehow. The bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the Harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too.
Want to be dangerous?
To ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Everard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to accomplish this feat ourselves. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
Good job. We already found a way in the harbor.
Hooray for us.
Get to it then. Yowza.
That's a lot.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet.
You should take care of that then.
But I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, it's
Though
snowing
he
out here,
finds
man.
this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
We still do not have a map, huh? I wonder if the frit is still open.
I'm gonna make food. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night. I think I'm gonna go to bed.
That's fair. I'm probably going to bed pretty soon.
I feel like the end of the night is a good point to do it.
I agree.
Then you can get it up to all kinds of inky night shenanigans tomorrow. Or
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Good night.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir.
Good night. Oh, my gun.
Anything else I can...
That was easy. Blow the whole thing on speed and gin.
What the hell is happening in here? Alright, well in any case, I think that is where I will end the stream for now. So good night. Thanks for coming.